Welcome to Harris Motorsport Reviews. I'm your host Jordan Harris, and today I have a Vauxhall Astra. The Vauxhall Astra is one of the most popular cars in Britain and Europe. I rented this Vauxhall Astra from Enterprise Rent-A-Car here in Northampton. Click on the link below to go to their website. The Vauxhall Astra came out in 1991. This particular Vauxhall Astra came out in 2015, and the model I have is a 2018 with an automatic transmission. I'm going to find out why it is one of Britain's most popular cars. The Vauxhall Astra is one of the best small family cars that you can buy on the market today. In this review, I'm going to go over the exterior of the vehicle, the interior of the vehicle. I'm going to take it out on the road, see what it's like to drive, and finally give it a score out of 100. For more, my link below where I've written out a full review. Inside the boot, you do find a large amount of space, good enough for a lot of suitcases and a lot of shopping. Perfect for family needs. Also, in order to find the tyre inflation kit, you take out this thing off the side. It's hidden there, and you can repair the tyres. As we can see, the rear seats also fold down. With the rear seats folded down, you have a hell of a lot of space in here to store, well, anything you possibly need to move. We're starting up with the design of the vehicle. I actually think the rear end of this vehicle is pretty handsome as far as a rear end of a car can go. The lights are pretty cool. You do have an onboard aerial on top as well. That is mainly for the DAB radio signal. This Vauxhall Astra is a 5-door version, so you got one door here, and then the trunk of the car as well. Continuing on with the styling of this vehicle, this is the SRi model. It's sort of a cross between the basic one and the more performance oriented VXR, which stands for Vauxhall Racing. So we'll continue up here in the rear of the car. There's 3 seats in here. It's comfortable enough for 3 adults. There's not really a lot in here other than some lights, but you know, it's a comfortable enough car. I could easily go on a long journey in the back of this car and be absolutely fine. There's nothing particularly interesting to note under the engine, other than you can winch it up with this stick here. The engine does have a small turbocharger here as well. So now we're inside the Vauxhall Astra. We'll start off with the mirrors. We have, unlike most modern cars now, electric mirrors that you can adjust in any position you want. Then on the wheel itself, we have the volume control. This one adjusts the stereo. You have your cruise control, which is the best feature in a car ever, to be honest. You also got a little horn. Let's hear it. We still have a handbrake. A lot of modern manufacturers are starting to do away with the handbrake. It's really nice to actually see it here. Little center console storage cupboard. You do have a USB port, so you can connect your phone. Next to the driver's wheel, you do have a little storage compartment. You could probably store a phone in there, or even possibly a wallet. Here we'll find the infotainment on the Vauxhall Astra. It's pretty much the same in all Vauxhalls. This one does have satellite navigation, and one thing I think is really cool on the satellite navigation is when you're by, let's say, a stadium, the actual stadium will be shown as a little graphic on there. I think that's really awesome. You can also Bluetooth your phone. This is for Apple CarPlay or Android CarPlay. You'd Bluetooth your phone and then connect it, and it can project it all over the screen. You do also have a glove box here as well. While this car doesn't have backup camera, it does have parking sensors. Backup cameras are an optional extra, but it's not fitted on this car. Both the mirrors on the driver and the passenger side also have a light. You can also play around with the dome lights up here, or if you want, you can put them all on. Okay, now, so let's take it out on the road and see what it's like to drive. Now it's time to take the Vauxhall Astra out on the road and see what it's like to drive. So this one is an automatic, which I'm used to changing gears. So driving an automatic is a little bit different for me. The gear changes, I've driven a few automatics in the past, and I have to say, they're not bad actually. They're not bad. I've driven some bad automatics. I don't think the Toyota's ones are quite as smooth as they probably should be. But again, this one is not quite as smooth as, say, a BMW or a Mercedes. Or even a Jaguar. Those are pretty good automatics. But it's perfectly fine. Let's try and see what it's like to shift. Can't even feel it. That's even good. You can, if you want, toggle it into a manual mode, which gives you basically on the gearbox lever, you push it up to change gear, down to go down a gear. So as we can feel that there, or hear it rather, I think I'll put it back into automatic. So we're going to continue seeing what the Astra is like to drive. With this automatic, I can put it in a manual mode. I can just flick the gear lever to the left. You push it up to change up a gear, down to change down a gear. With that in mind, let's put it down a couple of gears and have a look what the acceleration is like. Accelerates fine. I mean, it's not a quick car, it's a family car, so it's designed to be safe, which is the main point of a family car. Quick enough to get out of trouble, absolutely fine. Its top speed, I don't know what the top speed is, to be honest. I think it's about 125. The horsepower in this is probably around 160 with the size engine that it has. With the 1.6 litre engine, it does come in different power bands due to the size of the turbo. They do have a petrol one. The VXR is a quick car, 260 horsepower. Top speed is probably limited to 155. If you do want the performance model, that would be the one to get, but most people who are looking for this kind of car are family people, so it's fine for them. So we'll continue to drive the vehicle. Hopefully the speed bumps won't make too much of an issue. A little bit of wobble here, but let's try and fix that. The car is comfortable enough. Actually, it's a pretty comfortable car. Easy to drive around town. I could easily do big miles on the motorway in it. It's perfectly comfortable enough as a car. In fact, I quite like this car. It's a nice car to drive, even with the automatic. The automatic is perfect for around town. Yeah, bumper to bumper traffic is, let's be honest, a total pain in a manual. So having an automatic is so much easier. So much easier. I kind of wish all cars were automatic with that manual option. That'd be a nice thing for car designers to invent. So this now completes my review of the 2018 Vauxhall Astra. Now it's time to give it a score out of 100. When it comes to acceleration, the Vauxhall Astra scores a 1, mainly down to the fact that its 0 to 60 time is around 10 seconds. If you really wanted to get the performance-oriented version, you would get the VXR. When it comes to handling, the Astra scores a 5. When it comes to more powerful models, there is a tendency to have a little bit of torque steer. That's where you put your foot to the pedal and it will start to steer to the left or the right. When you're going down the road though, or even back lanes, it is absolutely fine. When it comes to importance, it scores a 4. It is the last model Astra that will be manufactured by General Motors, since it's now been sold on to Peugeot, but it's just another Astra in a 25 plus year history. When it comes to fun, it scores a 5. With the VXR, which is the more performance oriented version, the acceleration is much higher and the handling is much better. That's why it can only score a 5. It's absolutely fine, it's okay around town as well, and it's okay on twisty roads, but you wouldn't want to take it drag racing. When it comes to styling, it is pretty average in its segment, so again, it scores a 5. It is an improvement on the previous generation, but generally speaking, that's true of all cars. When you add those scores up together, you get 20 out of 50. The Astra VXR will do much better in this category. It is a more weekend-oriented car. With high fuel economy, a large boot load, 4 doors and 5 seats, the Astra easily earns a 7 in practicality. In comfort, the Astra earns a 6 for the reason that you can comfortably sit 5 people in, which is great on a long journey. For features, it earns a 5. It has most of the modern stuff. You can spec it up to have a backup camera and parking sensors, but this particular model that I had didn't have them. For quality, it earns a 6. Parts are reliable, and when they do go wrong, they're easy to come by because there's a Vauxhall dealership in almost every town in the country. For value, it earns a 6. The car is cheap to buy. It starts at around £17,000. In the daily categories, it scores a 30 out of 50. When you add all of them up, you get 50 out of 100, which is probably about right. It is a pretty average vehicle. It's less than average in terms of the weekend, but it's certainly above average in terms of the daily. So that concludes my review of the Vauxhall Astra. Stay tuned for future videos.